There is a lot of national news that is saying, stop buying, rates are too high, the market's going to implode, there's a bubble. That doesn't exist in the Dane County area. And I'll tell you some reasons why it doesn't exist and probably some things to think about if you're considering selling or buying in the area. Right now, we've got a lot of national news that is pouring into our local media, and that's all we're hearing right now is that there are things brewing in the real estate market. There's none that I can see, and all of the top actual experts in real estate are saying the same thing. They don't see any of these changes. They're not agreeing with what's being written in some of these articles, and I have to agree. Like, I'm not seeing those changes either. Some things to think about: Madison in the Dane County area is receiving 20,000 people in the positive added to the population, and they're expecting that to run for the next 20 to 30 years. So if that much growth is happening, we're going to be in a new cycle of real estate, meaning we're not going to see the typical, what I call S curve. It's low in the winter, high in the summer, spring, summer, fall, and then low back in the winter. We're not going to see the high, low frequencies, I don't think, with our market, because as we're going to start to experience, people are moving all the time. Yes, they'll move at a higher frequency, spring, summer, fall, because who doesn't want to move in those times of the year? But the market's not going to just die off. You know, the old kind of the adage that we would hear when we got on the market is, man, as soon as the winter hit, market's going to shut off till February. That's not true. Every year so far, the last few years specifically, because the rates were low, but what I'm noticing in this market even still, people have to move here. They're moving here for jobs. They're relocating to be with their family. Like, they are coming, and whether or not your house is for sale, they're going to find something, typically a rental or typically some other house. They're going to find where it's going to be available. So if you're thinking about it, still consider it. And if you think about 20,000 people a year, that's 50 a day are moving here. So that's just think of that impact. The market in Madison is still strong and active. And here's what I mean. We just put up a property last week, had 5 offers on it. We got 10% over the market price for that property. The market's still cruising. It's still going to happen. People, do not listen to kind of all the, I call media pundits, right? The people that are just spitting stuff to be spitting something on the market. The advice I always give at the end of these kind of videos is your specific situation is always that. It's specific. If depending on where you live, depending on the type of the house you have, depending on your plans for the property and what your timelines might be, these are really, really important things to think about, to consider. Let somebody help you. That's stuff that we do. It doesn't cost you anything to meet. We don't have, we're not going to strong arm you into something. We're going to give you all the facts. We're going to paint a picture for you. We're going to tell you what we're seeing. And from there, you make a choice. But what I'm saying right now is I believe the markets are changing. The markets are different. And if you have an inkling to do something, this is still the time to do it. Our company alone, we're seeing a dozen people move between the end of November through the end of January. So if that's happening just for our group, how many other groups are doing that or having that kind of flood? Expect the markets to change. That's my main message. Don't listen to that. Always ask the experts in the market, and hopefully you find this really helpful. If you're on social media, you're either going to find it the link below, or you're going to find it in our bio. And always feel free to reach out to us and ask questions. All right. I hope you enjoy. Take care.